Hi, this is Matt Howatt from WindRose Trio, and I'm really happy to be joined here by Dr. Shawn Okpebholo, the composer of a piece we're going to be playing on November 23rd. Uh, Dr. Okpebholo is professor of composition at Wheaton College Conservatory of Music in Illinois. He is a Grammy-nominated composer whose music has been commissioned by the Chicago Symphony and Imani Wind's Quintet, as well as many others, and his music has been performed in such famous halls as Carnegie Hall, the Lincoln Center, and the Kennedy Center. And on November 23rd, his career will go from high to high when his trio for clarinet, bassoon, and marimba is performed in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada by WindRose Trio. So thank you for joining us, uh, Shawn. And your great piece, this beautiful piece, has actually been commissioned by a good friend of ours, Aaron Fung. Can you tell us, please, how did this commission get started? Where did it start?
Well, thank you for having me. Yeah, so like you said, Aaron Fung commissioned this piece. It was a piece centered around the theme of racial justice. Um, I began the piece during the time when the country was just reeling from a rise in a rise in hate crimes against Asian Americans, and of course the all too common tragedy of unarmed black men and women killed by police, most notably George Floyd. Um, the commission, though, followed the inauguration of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, where the poet Amanda Gorman recited her poem, The Hill We Climb. Um, Her artistry on that day, which we remember January 20th, 2021, um, inspired my response to this piece. Music that wrestled with racial injustice, yet reached toward the hope. As that was the basis of her words, and I try to do that with my music too. As I wrote this piece, a lot was happening. The trial of Derek Chauvin, the officer who killed George Floyd, was beginning. Soon after, Dante Wright was shot and killed by police less than a year after Floyd's murder in the same city. In Chicago, where I live, the 13-year-old boy named Adam Toledo, a Latino boy, was killed with his hands raised. Um, the hope I had determined to portray in this piece was quickly diminishing. We come off with this, or I did, this high of a new president, a hopeful poem. But I kept returning to this song, this Negro spiritual called Gospel Plow. And the chorus of this song says, hold on, hold on. Keep your hand on the plow and hold on. And reflecting on that spiritual, especially the words hold on, that honestly sustained me. And when I was writing this piece, I chose to weave traces of that melody, the gospel plow, into the score as an anthem of reassurance that I personally needed to find strength to complete the work. The title comes from one of my favorite lines of Gorman's poem. For there is always light. If we, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. So,
Oh, it's really, really powerful and uh, uh, really strong messaging. Are three white guys from Canada even allowed to play this piece? This is
yeah, no, that's a really, really great question. The quick answer is yes. Um, you know, um, these stories, these ideas aren't just, they're human stories, right? Stories that I believe the whole world should know about, should hear about. I'm not one to believe that just because I'm in the U.S., um, you know, our challenges should just stop. You should stop here. Just like when there are things going on overseas. I believe we should help people. The poor, the starving, even people who are victims of just horrible atrocities. Canada, they're not void of racial tension,
That is
either.
very true. And we
It's
have
not
our
like,
issues.
yeah, right. It's not like it's different in the U.S. But no, I think my music is for everyone. And um, if we can perform Beethoven, Bach, um, you know Charles Ives, you should be able to perform we as Black Americans, you should be able to perform works by Black Americans that
Okay.
even have a tough message.
Well, okay. Thank you so much, Shawn. It was really a great pleasure to talk to you, and I'm really looking forward to playing this piece.